It just got worse. And with this crash, things are about to unravel. So, let me show you exactly what is going on. A quick update and then I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm expecting from the price because I think it creates some kind of an opportunity that you guys might not want to miss. As I'm not going to bore you to death with too much charts today. We're going to get to the charts and closer to the end of the video. First, I want to go through the news and kind of pinpoint the obvious. If you watched my previous video, we spoke about the Epstein thing that you know Satoshi Epstein fear, Binance fear that Binance is collapsing, which is in my opinion, you might like them, not like them. You might like CZ, not like CZ, but they made so much money. The fact that they have one of the biggest reserves for them to they can become smaller and maybe they should because of all the they've done or whatever. Depends on what you believe, but can they collapse? Nonsense. And then if you look at the issue with the legislation, well, the White House and Trump said that they're making good progress on it as I said in a previous video. They will fix the bill. They will get it done. And then the Tether FUD. So where's the Tether FUD? Well, the peg returned and even then it wasn't that big of a deal. So it's just FUD on top of FOD. Like really nothing but a manipulation to squeeze weak people out of generational wealth. But anyway, because it's been a couple of days since I made the last video and people were like, oh no, fearful. Oh no, all these idiots. Where's the fear? Where is any of these things coming to fruition? Nothing is happening. But because of all this, we've seen a strong move down in the asset prices. And Ethereum still same place. The price is quite weak. But before we come back to the charts, before I give you my analysis here chart-wise and my expectation-wise, of course, with this kind of price action, it's not going to be easy for a lot of companies. And this can just like in the previous bear market. You could call this bear market price action. In the previous bear market and with these kinds of price fluctuations to the downside, we had issues with Celsius with Luna and then FTX came about when they just became insolvent because they made a bunch of mistakes and the prices pressured them so much that they just exploded. So the same thing is starting to happen now. And before I get to it, because of this low liquidity, like if you look at the volume on Bitcoin, Ethereum, there's so many manipulations even in a 5-minute chart quite frankly it is incredibly difficult to trade. So even in our trading club, we're doing okay. But the main focus right now on is traditional assets, even Forex and gold and S&P 500. It works better even active trading wise. That's why you can access it being a crypto person as well through buy. For example, there is StratFi on Bybit and you can trade gold, you can trade Apple, you can trade Google, you can trade Forex and indexes etc. And with the link to buy bet down description this video, you can claim up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses. You can see these bonuses on the screen depending on how much you trade, how much you deposit, etc. So you can use it to your advantage. But if you wanted to trade just crypto in a self-custody way, in a really non-KYC and anonymous and self-custodial way where you retain full control of your assets when you trade and you don't trust the exchange with your money, then EVEX is your primary choice. And EVEX is based on a blockchain. It's fully anonymous and it's safer. Even if ADEX.com were to disappear, you can still claim your money off of the blockchain and there are instructions how to do that. So, you're fully safe. It's like self-custody while active trading and also traditional assets are also coming to EVEX. Both links to Bybit and EVEX are down description of this video. Now, let's get to the news before I come back to the chart. And this is the effect that I've been just discussing where these kinds of price fluctuations have really tremendous effect on the pressure levels in the system which cause things to break. There's a company called BlockFills. BlockFills is huge and BlockFills is a market maker. It's just a huge player, institutional player in the space and because of this they also have given out loans and stuff and now we've seen this before with a couple of companies in the previous bear market which caused continuous dumps. It's like a cascading liquidation event. The lower the price, the more problems for projects and companies, especially those who have bad financial models. And it just breaks and they have to dump and it's like more fear and it's like bum. It goes lower. So, we're starting to see the same thing as we've seen in the previous bear market, and block fills with holds, withdrawals and deposits, etc. And this is bad. This is really bad. And I hope that they're not going to go under. And this is something that I think is a lot more dangerous than Epstein Satoshi thing, than Tether FUD, which is ridiculous, or Binance FUD for that matter. So this is what actually matters, because if this unwinds and they need to dump a bunch of Bitcoin or force the borrowers to liquidate their positions, this can really create a lot of pressure on the market, and this can lead to more downside, and then this downside can lead to more problems in other companies, and you get the point. So, this is quite scary. But at this point, I want to say the following, guys. We've seen this before. We've seen this before. If we go to the chart, we go to the Bitcoin chart, we go to the weekly chart, and you'll remember the previous bear market. Let's just remember it for a second. People really don't do this as a practice. We remember 69,000, and then we were going down, and then this candle down here, which looks really small right now, but this was the capitulation with the FTX crash. And everybody said, okay, FTX is collapsing. This is it. This is the end. This is Dar Magad, and everybody's going to be dead. And then what happened? Boom. $128,000 per Bitcoin. So, what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, looks quite scary. And I'm going to come back to the chart in just a second, but I want you to remember a few things. I want you to remember that this is not new. Actually, the position in this tweet is something new, but it's not new. It's from last year, but it's true that they have the largest tax relief plan in US history. So median household will be in 2026 will have an extra $10 to $20,000 to spare. This is huge. And then they want to give out stimulus checks from the tariffs if they're not overturned. Of course, hopefully they will not be overturned in a sense. Plus the no taxes and tax cuts, plus also no taxes on crypto. Oh my god. And then also they replace the Fed chair in May. So imagine how much money when they start printing money to close their deficits and to recalibrate the system, and maybe even as a response to the Japanese situation. You can only imagine how much money is going to flow, and all these news, all this nonsense will be forgotten. So what I'm trying to say is that I know it's scary, and usually my trading strategies, like we trade currently, as I just said, more traditional finance. We trade crypto actively as well, but we trade a lot more forex, we trade gold, we trade silver in our trading club, and our results are much better. But in numbers of long-term investments, because there's more liquidity, less manipulations, but long-term time horizon, I still believe in this industry. I still believe in crypto. I still believe in accumulating incredible assets. And because we've been through this, so many times, and not to mention that FTX finally is going to be doing the distribution, and this is a lot of money coming into the hands of people. Some of it might be dumped. Some of it will be withdrawn. Some of it, a lot of it, will go back into the gamble. Most of it actually will. So in the planned distribution is 31st of March, so this entire year is going to be full of positivity, and everything that this sphere now is going to be just erased. And my main strategy that, quite frankly, like trading, has made me good money over the years. 1 month can be losing, 1 month can be profitable, and overall, when your long-term time horizon you make money, great, you're a good trader, you're happy, that's it. Sometimes you can be losing 3 months in a row, it's fine, and then be profitable 6 months in a row. But the easiest money I've ever made was buying good assets when everybody's screaming the end, the Armageddon, that we're going to all die. And that's why one of the biggest pieces of Bitcoin I've bought, when do you think that happened? Was it when Bitcoin was at all-time high, like all the retards were buying? No, exactly the opposite. I bought the biggest piece in this cycle. I bought the biggest piece of Bitcoin right here at 16,500. And this video is still available on this YouTube channel. And this is, you can imagine I still hold that Bitcoin. I didn't sell it, but I did not expect this kind of a crash, but nonetheless, whatever any problem, you can look at it as a problem, or you can look at it as an opportunity. So for me, genuinely, I really want to accumulate a ton of Bitcoin between 35 and 50,000. Anything below 60,000 in general, quite frankly. If you don't have any, buy some. Not a financial advice, but that's, in my opinion, really good approach here. Short-term perspective. I mean, we kind of have this seller exhaustion here which has been quite powerful, and then we are stagnating, and maybe we just want to go and retest this area. This liquidity here. But I would really want to see something sub 57, sub 55. So, we'll be looking at entertaining some short options. Same thing with Ethereum. It looks like it's stabilized and kind of wants to go higher and maybe retest 2300-2400 area, because this is a very important liquidity block and just order block. But then 1500 would be the juice of the juice. Look at the 1500 price level. This would be real nice right here. 1500. So tiny bit lower. So could I be wrong here? Absolutely. Do I still hold everything I've held before? Yes. Does it feel nice? No. But I mean, I'm still profitable because I've been buying Bitcoin for the majority of my portfolio and my average entry price is 27,000. But for me, this here is just a delayed gratification. So therefore, guys, remember one simple strategy. Never buy when it's easy to buy. Buy only when it's hard and you're scared. This is how you make money. You don't make money in any other way. You don't make money in an easy way. There's nothing easy about making money, because if it were, everybody would have been rich. So do the things that are difficult. And right now it is difficult. And certainly with this, if it escalates, we can go lower. Hence my lower targets. Even despite the fact that we might have some small relief rally. Now, take it with a grain of salt. That's my opinion. Remember about buy bets traditional finance that you can trade the TRF and buy, link down description this video. If you want to trade on buy with nice bonuses, and EVEX if you want to trade crypto but fully anonymously and you retain control of your assets, and check out this quick tutorial popping up on the screen as to how to trade crypto and just in general proper risk management. It's a good tutorial you can start with. And I wish you all an amazing weekend.